welcome to Gentle and Restorative Yoga. Let's go ahead and just find a comfortable seated position, and you might want to put a pillow underneath your hips to give yourself a little bit of elevation. I'll show you from the side, like so. And you might even want more elevation. Jim, I remember you might need to put a pillow under your knee, so that would be like this. You can stack up on both sides under the knees, and that will help. And your options are regular Indian style or just with one foot gently in front of the other. And if at any point you need to, you can stretch those legs out in front of you. The most important thing is that you're sitting right up on your sit bones rather than slumping back like this. So always thinking about that length up through the sit bones. Okay. Just find a nice, comfortable position. Go ahead and close your eyes and just find your center. Seated right there in the center of the heart. Your consciousness, your awareness right there. Just recognizing the breath. Just gently paying attention as the breath goes in and exhales out. Both the inhale and the exhale through the nose. We're going to start with a gentle So-Hum meditation. But before we get started with that, I want to talk a little bit about deep yogic breathing. So as you inhale, you want to imagine filling up first the lowest part of the belly, really expanding that on the inhale, and then you'll gently continue to fill the lungs all the way up through the chest and into the upper chest. You don't need to think so much about inhaling and bring the shoulders up, right? It's more of an expansive breath, a lateral breath up here in the rib cage and especially in the shoulders, whereas with the belly, it's really that you're really opening the belly. So that's on the inhale. So inhaling deep into the abdomen, sequencing up all the way to the upper part of the lungs. And as you exhale, you're going to activate the muscles deep in the abs just to pull the belly button back towards the spine. So pulling the navel back towards the spine to press that air out through the low belly and then through the rib cage, through the chest, and then out the mouth. Sorry, out the nose, not the mouth. So just the breath. Inhale deep into the belly. Expand up laterally through the rib cage, up through the chest. And that's all through the nose. Exhaling through the nose, navel presses back towards the spine slightly, and you're going to expel all that air, so it's like you're constricting a bit through the abdomen, using those muscles to actively push out the air. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. I'm going to give you a little visual. I think you can see my abs from there. So just noticing how the belly presses my hands out and exhale, pressing back in. Inhale. And exhale. All right. And now we'll go ahead and keep that breathing going while we introduce the So-Hum meditation. So as you're inhaling, internally you're imagining the sound so as the air comes in, and then hum as you exhale. So, and as you inhale and that so is resonating internally, you're going to imagine the flow of energy rising from the base of the pelvis up through the central channel of the body. As you exhale with the hum, Again, that you're going to imagine the energy coming through the crown of the head, through the central channel of the body, all the way to the base of the spine. On the inhale and the so, you're imagining energy coming up through the earth, you're grounded into the earth. And on the hum, that energy is coming through the crown of the head, keep that length through the spine. Hum. We'll take a few. So. Hum. So. And with your own breath internally, saying the mantra So Hum. Again, imagining that energy coming up from the earth, through the central core, all the way up. And on the hum, you can imagine a beam of light, warm, radiant light through the central channel. Inhaling on the so, exhaling on the hum. You can continue this meditation for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever feels good. So you could pause the video in order to do a longer meditation if you wanted to. You also could do just a short one right before yoga, and then you could do a longer one later on your own. So next we're going to move into a different yogic breath, a style of pranayama. Pranayama is just movement of the prana, the life force energy. And the first type of pranayama that I'm going to teach you is alternate nostril breathing. So you're going to go ahead and close the right nostril with your thumb of your right hand, and you're going to inhale through the left nostril. And then you're going to close that left nostril and open the right, and exhale through the left nostril. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right. Closing with the thumb, opening the left, and exhale through the left. Inhaling through the left. Closing the left, opening the right, and exhale. So one complete round is inhale through the right, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, and exhale through the right. So that's one complete cycle of alternate nostril breathing pranayama, which is also called Nadi Shodhana. And you can go ahead and continue for as long as 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever feels good. We'll just do it for a little bit longer for the video, and you can pause and move on, continuing to do more breathing if you'd like. Or again, this is a type of breathing you can do at any time during the day. You could do it multiple times a day. It's great for balancing the right and left hemisphere of the brain. It's great for oxygenating the entire body, all the organs, the lungs, the heart, and especially the mind and the brain. So it's great for calming, centering, great for relieving stress, great for decreasing that fight or flight. It's just all around a really, really great form of pranayama. So we'll do a few more, and then we'll move on. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Great. Again, that's Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Another type of simple pranayama that you can also do anytime throughout the day, all three of these exercises, Soham meditation, Nadi Shodhana breathing, and this next type of breathing you can't do too much. So anytime that you feel you need that centering or relief of stress or just to feel more energized, oxygenated, clear, you can do these practices. So this next one is just, it's breathing kind of more consciously than you might normally breathe, remembering to fill up the belly first, moving your way up on that inhale, and exhale, you're pressing the abs in as you expel the air out on the exhale, in through the nose, out through the nose. But you're going to do it with 4 counts. You're going to do a 4-count inhale. You're going to pause for 2 counts, then do a 4-count exhale, pause for 2 counts, and then repeat inhale for 4, pause for 2, exhale for 4, pause for 2. You can increase the counts as you feel comfortable doing. So you could do 4 and then hold 4, 4 out, hold 4. So that would be the next step. Moving beyond that, you could increase that inhale to 6 counts, the hold for 4 counts, exhale for 6 counts, hold for 4 counts. And you can keep moving up by increments of 2. The inhale, the exhale, and the pauses on either side. So the gaps in between the breaths. Okay, and so you're just going to inhale for 4 counts. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, 1, 2, and exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, 1, 2, and again, inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, and then exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, 1, 2, inhale, and pause, exhale, 1, holding, and inhale, holding, exhale, holding. Good, and again, you could continue on with that for longer by pausing the video if the breathing just feels really good and you want to do more. Again, you really can't do too much, so 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and otherwise we'll just move on from here and you could do practice more later. Okay, so we're going to start just with some gentle undulation of the spine, and I'll show you from the front and the side. So we're going to use the abs just a little bit to instigate by pulling back that navel towards the spine like we talked about earlier, to go ahead and lean back in this nice C curve, right? So you're really concave in the belly. And then you're going to go ahead and extend, starting opening the chest, opening the mid-spine, the low spine, and just gently looking up towards the ceiling so you're opening through the chest here. And I'll show it from the side. C curve. And extending up, sitting up on the sit bones, extending, opening through the heart, gently looking up, and exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Really juicing up the spine. Should feel nice and luxurious. Really opening up. The heart, when you extend up, this is considered more open, outward, and this is more inward, an internal experience. Last time, and good. Right? Now we're going to take some side bends and go ahead and switch your feet. If you have one foot in front of the other, go ahead and switch and put the other foot in front. And remembering whenever we're sitting up on the sit bones, you can move the fleshy parts right here on the bottom out of the way so that you really feel that you're sitting right on top of your sit bones. And always remembering to stack the vertebrae one on top of the other. You can feel that there's like a string attached to the top of the head up toward the ceiling, and you're just gently dangling from that string, feeling the spaciousness between each vertebrae, feeling the length of the spine, and just gently opening through the front of the shoulders, as we all have a tendency to round forward, right? Right, good, and sitting up on the sit bones, as opposed to sitting back like that, right? Good. Okay, so you're gonna place right hand on the mat beside you, and you're gonna inhale, lift the arm up, exhale, and bending to the right. Inhale, come to the center again, and now we'll exhale, bring that arm up overhead and all the way over. A couple things to keep in mind while you're doing this one, you can continue on at your own time, is that you want to anchor the opposite sit bone. So if you're bending to the right, your left sit bone is still really connected to the mat beneath you, right? And if you're bending to the left, the right sit bone is really staying connected. Another thing to look for while you're doing this is that you're nice and open through the chest the whole time, so you stay on that flat plane as if your torso is between two panes of glass, right, as opposed to leaning forward this way or maybe opening out that way. Just staying right in alignment to the side. And go ahead and take one more each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. And then we're going to take some gentle spinal twists. So you can just kind of extend the arms out towards the sides. Your fingertips are touching. And I'll actually mirror you this time, might make it a little bit easier and not so much speak about right and left. So you're going to go ahead and rotate. It would be to your left and my right on the inhale. Exhale, stay here. If you wanted to apply just a little bit of pressure to help that twist, you can grab hold of that knee and just pull gently. And return back to the center. We'll go to the other side. You inhale as you rotate. And again, you can brace yourself and get a little extra twist with that hand. And back to center. And again, you can add a little bit of head twist, head rotation if you want to, if it feels good, but be gentle about it. And back to center, other side. And if you are rotating the head, it's the last thing to turn. So remembering as you're twisting, it's as if your ribcage is sitting on top of a lazy Susan, so the hips stay centered into the mat. Hip bones are just facing straight forward, and it's just from the ribcage up that you rotate, right? Keeping everything in alignment, and then that last little bit, you can give an extra little turn of the head. And other side. Great. And then from this position, I'm going to turn around so you can see me better, but you can continue to face forward. You're just going to place your hands in front of you, and you're going to roll over onto the hands and knees. Make sure the knees are right underneath your hip bones, and the wrists right underneath the shoulders. And notice how my toes are curled under in the back. And also, I'm in a nice flat tabletop position with my back. This is neutral. I can even align my head there. So beyond neutral might be this, right? That's more of an arch in the back. Or I could be tucking a little bit, right? But you really want to be lined up flat here for neutral. So once you've found neutral, I want you to just gently slide the shoulders, gently slide the scapula down the back a little bit toward the hips, just to give yourself a nice strong foundation and shoulder girdle. You're going to go ahead and inhale here in this neutral position, and then exhale navel to spine as you're arcing up like a cat. And then inhale, extending through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. You can pass through neutral into this nice little gentle arch. This is the cow part of cat-cow. And exhaling into cat. Inhaling. Good. This is a good time to check in with your hands. Is your weight evenly distributed between the four corners of your palms? Make sure you're not locking your elbows. You might even slightly bend them. And exhale. And inhale. That's last one. Good. You can curl the toes back under and go ahead and sit back in child's pose. So you'll be resting, if possible, the forehead on the mat. And if that isn't possible, you can place one hand on top of the other and rest your forehead on your hands. Another modification you can make if this is hurting the knees is to place a pillow in the crease of the knee, and you can sit back there and take child's pose. Continue to just gently breathe in child's pose, feeling the length of the spine, feeling the tailbone anchoring you back towards the mat on this side, and feeling the weight of the head in the front. And just really relaxing here. Another modification for making child's pose more comfortable is just the wider the knees, oftentimes the easier it is on the knees. Widening the knees can also provide a little bit of relief for the hips as well. Great. We're going to take just a really quick pause.